Welcome back to North of the Broad. I'm your host, Karen Wyman, coming to you from Vaden of Buford. I'm joined this afternoon by Major Brian Tatterson from the Salvation Army. Welcome back.
Well, thanks, Karen. It's good to be back.
It is good to have you here. You have a lot going on at the Salvation Army, and we're going to share all that great news with the viewers out there today.
Be glad to. Thank you.
Great. One of the things that you all wanted to talk about and share was some of the significant changes you've made to the food pantry there, and how you've really shifted to a health-focused nutrition. So share with us where that came about, or how that came about, and what you've been doing to make those changes happen.
Well, I personally believe in the importance of trying to help people feed a family in a healthy way, and also this has been something that a focus group here in the Low Country has been has brought up, that not only help feed people in need, but feed them well, you know. And we want, when someone comes to our pantry, or they come to us needing food help, we want to make sure that they have healthy but yet still tasty options for the family.
Always a balance there, right?
Yes.
I know that the local post office has put on a food drive for you lately and has helped you in order to keep your food pantry. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, the local post office, United States Postal Service, it's been wonderful. I opened up my mailbox and there was 2 bags in it one time, and I thought, did somebody put this in that they shouldn't have? And then when I saw it was what the post office was doing, I thought, this is wonderful. And the food that they collected for us, help, and Our Lady's Pantry, you know, it was just, it's the biggest I've seen since I've been here. And you know, I could never say thank you enough for what the community did and what our postal service has done for us.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see everybody working together, you know, the post office sort of spearheading this, and then, you know, residents filling those bags and having them being picked up and delivered really makes it a real community working together.
It was great. Again, I saw these 2 bags in my my box, and I was thinking, did somebody put this in? Yeah.
Thought it was garbage, right?
You know, and I thought, well, you're not supposed to do that unless you're the Postal Service, and it was them, and it was wonderful to be able to go out and fill a bag and help out, you know.
Great. So one of the other missions that you have is to provide affordable housing and help with the homelessness population here in the community. Can you share some information about how you all have been doing that?
Well, we've thought, how do you impact affordable housing? And that's a struggle to answer into what can we do. I know that we have those who come to us who, for whatever reason, a lot of working families that maybe had a health issue. We've had that where, you know, one day working, the next day not capable of working, accident or something, and these are people who haven't been in need of a hand out, but all of a sudden they find themselves in need of hand up. And you know, maybe if they're not helped, they could be evicted, or their utilities may be cut off. So we're able to help in that area to try to help people avoid homelessness
and stay in their home.
You know, and as far as a homeless issue, again, there's only so much that can be done. What we have done at the Salvation Army is, often if we have someone who finds themselves homeless, or they're traveling, some people are traveling homeless, we have a program in place where we will help get them to a shelter that can help them. And it may be just providing a bus ticket to Savannah or something, where maybe at this time Buford may not have Buford has programs to help the homeless, but then there's some levels of homelessness that maybe the Salvation Army in Savannah has more
resources available.
So we're able to partner there to do that, to try to make it that we don't have the traveling homeless. You know, we'd rather see them sleeping in a shelter rather than on a bench. And
of course,
we also work together with United Way, help other agencies, the police department, sheriff's department. Sometimes when you have someone who may just be homeless for a night or 2, we do. You know, we've actually helped with putting them up in a motel or something, and it's not something we can do a whole lot of, but still, there's times when otherwise they wouldn't have any place.
Well, yeah. We really appreciate you helping those people in need. Shifting gears just a little bit, we know that you've recently in the last year moved to the new family store on Robert Smalls Parkway. How's it going there?
Well, we just celebrated our first year anniversary.
Well, congratulations. Okay. Happy anniversary.
And, well, thank you. The store is doing well. We have a lot of customers. we get good donations, and we need to continue getting those good donations.
So people still can donate clothing, household items, things that you can there resell to the.
It's the lifeline. That's all we do is donations. We don't buy anything to resell it. And also, I think what's very significant is if we have a family that comes to us and they had a fire, or the little munchkins who maybe were 4'5" last year, and now all of a sudden they're starting school 3 months later and they're 4'10". We don't sell to those people in need. We provide what they need. So yes, it does give you the option. We need people to come and buy from our store. But again, if somebody's burned out of house or tragedy happens, it wouldn't be right to say, well, you've got to pay for this. We'll give them what they need.
Good to know. So thank you for clarifying that for me. And before we wrap up today, we know that we're just starting the summer season, not even there yet, but Christmas comes up on us quicker than we ever expect. And we always associate the Salvation Army and obviously the ringing of the bell with Christmas time. How can we begin? How can the community help now with that time of year? Because it is the busiest time of year for you all.
Well, it may be hard to get the community in that frame of mind because we haven't even reached our first 95-degree day. But in the Salvation Army, we have to be in that frame of mind. And during Christmas, we need volunteers year-round, but during Christmas is our biggest push for volunteers. When we have civic clubs or churches, or there's a men's charitable group in town, women's charitable groups, whatever, that if they're out ringing the bell for us, they're doing it first of all because they're volunteering and they enjoy that, and so something for people to maybe think about now that, hey, I'm going to take my summer, but whenever summer's over, this is on my mind and something I might get my church group to do or my civic club group, etc.
So if somebody's interested or their group is interested, they can contact you in order to volunteer for some time to ring the bell during the Christmas season?
That's exactly right, Karen.
Great. Well, that wraps up the time that we have this afternoon to talk. We'll definitely have you back as we get closer to the holidays, and we so appreciate everything that you do and the Salvation Army does for our community.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We'll be right back with our next guest on North of the Broad.